It says I'm live, but I feel dead. So I look a little bit better. I got my tooth in. I have a flipper. Um, Kermit the Frog, if you're here. Is there anybody else here? I don't know what happened to the other stream. And I have vision problems. Everything's blurry. I have Crohn's disease, and the Crohn's is in my eyes, into the Casey eye several times. So that's no fun. Anyway, I'm live. Does anybody want to complain about? I'm live. Does anybody want to? Hey, that's me. Does anybody want to talk about fibromyalgia, pain, opioid pain meds, or lack thereof, constant whining, chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, muscle twitching, tired? Let's see, where's my other chat? Is there anybody here? Let me know. There's one. That's probably me watching. Oh, there's three. Anybody want to weigh in about fibromyalgia? Can you leave a comment? And we'll discuss the different aspects of fibromyalgia and what they think that it's related to. They do know that about 85% of the people that do have fibromyalgia are women. And of those women, most of them have been suffered childhood trauma, sexual abuse. And yeah, goodbye lupus, autoimmune disease, huh? Dr. Brooke Grosvenor, let's see. Brooke Goldner, author of Goodbye Lupus and Goodbye Autoimmune Disease. I'll have to look at that. I haven't seen that. That sounds like, thank you for posting that. I know quite a bit about fibromyalgia, but I don't pretend to know everything. I've studied it for a long time. My sisters are very educated, let's just say that. I'm not as educated, but I can read and I've retained what I've read. I do know a lot about B12 and methyl B12 and how chronic fatigue happens when you do have fibromyalgia because of the irritable bowel, IBS, or any dysfunction with your intestine. You're not able to absorb your nutrients and vitamins. So that's what causes the fatigue in a lot of people that suffer fibromyalgia. And I tell you, it's almost it ruins your life. It's a monkey on your back that you can never, ever get off your back. I was very healthy most of my life. I went to Sheriff's Academy in 1974, graduated. I had some college here and there. I still don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up. I don't want to grow up. I like to sew and do artwork. In fact, this fish is one of my drawings from '95. We like to go to the Florida Keys. We go there a lot. Oh yes, I think I saw her, the medical doctor. Is she about 50 years old? 15 years free of lupus and Raynaud's. Yeah, Raynaud's syndrome is horrible. She must have had Hashimoto's too, because with Hashimoto's or infertility goes. Hashimoto's is the thyroid problem. And because of B12, it messes up your thyroid. And then your thyroid controls your fertility. So an endocrinologist often helps to straighten out your thyroid and your infertility problems. I had infertility, and she had a successful childbirth. That's pretty good. Raynaud's syndrome is where your nose is cold, your fingers are cold, your feet are ice cold, and you're just exhausted. And even in summer, my feet and my nose are cold. Now, I don't have Raynaud's syndrome as much. I'd say almost non-existent. I shouldn't knock on wood. I don't have it anymore, but I have the other syndrome, the Sjogren's, and that's SJOR, SJOGRENS, Sjogren's disease, and that's an autoimmune. That's where your eyes are dried out, your mouth, and your eyes, and you're just, it is horrible. I had little reeds put in my tear duct. That's to block the tears, to keep the tears into my eyes because my eyes were so dry. And I got a few cornea tears because my eyes were so dry. And one time, I had to go to the ER in the middle of the night because I saw a flashing light in one of my eyes. And they said that was from the Sjogren's. But then that's gone now. But right now, I'm having, my hair is falling out. My hair was down to my waist. It was real thick. And now you can see it's just only the size of a pencil, where it was, pretty huge, and it was down to my waist, but it's falling out. I know, I don't know why they took down my video. Maybe because I was playing Star Wars. They thought I was too good at playing Star Wars. Did you like that Star Wars? Did it come out all right? I'll tell you my secret. That piano has one star. But it's a Baldwin, not Baldwin. My organ's a Baldwin. That's a 6-foot Boston Steinway. It's made with Steinway parts, but it's made in Hawaii, actually in Japan, and it's cheaper than a real Steinway. Steinways are about $50,000 for a used one, and the Boston's about $30,000. So, but I got it cheaper than that. Anyway, we had a player system added to it, and that wasn't me playing the piano. That was my player system. So when you hear me play really well, that is my piano playing, and it downloads off the internet. So whatever song you want to hear, my piano will play it as long as I'm hooked up to the internet. Did you know what happened to Mommy Ramblings this morning? Did you hear about Mommy Ramblings? She was on a live last night, and during her live, about 3 hours into it, she says, "Oh God, I think my son just died. I think my son's dead. Jimmy has to take me down." I don't know what she meant by that. But anyway, her older son, her firstborn son. I think her daughter's older. And then her son died. I don't know how he died, but that's her older boy. I will check random video. Thank you for posting that. I will check that out, and then I will post that in my fibromyalgia talk. I have a doctor friend, and I'm going to be asking for him to come on Fridays and just discuss fibromyalgia and the ramifications and things that work and things that don't work. Yeah, it's very sad when someone loses their older son. And during the live last night, she says, "I think my son's dead." Oh my God! And then they she posted this morning that she couldn't even see her son. They won't let her see him. Like apparently it was an accident. I don't know what happened, but apparently he is not presentable. That it was true traumatizing for her. You know, you don't want to see your dead child that way, but even though you want to see your child, so much happening. Yeah, it will be nice having a doctor on, but I don't know. I'd like to get my rheumatologist, Dr. Griffin. Um, he's also a friend, and I'm friends with his wife. She's the one that put together those with me. She helped me put those 50 Easter baskets together, and then she delivered them. Oh, do you think it was a car accident? I don't know. I hope he didn't do something to himself. Um, and one of our internet friends, YouTube friends, creator, her daughter is having a baby right now. Her daughter in love is having a baby right now. So pray for her. I'm not going to say her name, but anyway, she said that in New Jersey that it's just hell. That people are jumping off bridges, committing suicides because of the COVID and being isolated. I don't know. So, do you think Fridays is a good day to have a fibromyalgia? I know lots of people with fibromyalgia don't work, but I don't know if he legally can come on, say things. Uh, he's an older guy. He's really, really sweet, and he's a very good Christian man, elder in our church, and he thinks that marijuana is the way to go, believe it or not. But I don't really like marijuana, so it reminds me too much of my hippie days. I had some problems. Yeah, many are losing their jobs and they don't have money. Um, I guess people got their checks. I don't know. Um, People in debt are going to have a hell of a time. And I don't know. We've helped a few people, but not a whole lot. Um, um, but I like to have kind of a group get together where I go live and then we have call-ins and people talk about fibromyalgia, fibro, fibro, fibro Fridays, something like that. Um, there's not much that helps with fibromyalgia. Yeah, he would have to be careful what he said because he's a doctor. Maybe can't say I'm a doctor. He's a rheumatologist. Um, he only sees patients who are low income because he doesn't charge. So he won't charge a dime to see anybody. What a wonderful man he is. I don't think I've ever met a nicer man. His wife had MS. His wife, Sylvia, had MS, and they live about 3 miles from us. And she went out picking strawberries on a hot, blueberries on a hot day, and she had a heat stroke and died. Rocked his world. And then he met his current wife, Judy, and she's an awesome lady. She doesn't go shopping at the mall. She looks pretty classy, a classy lady. But you won't find her at the mall shopping. You'll find her out mowing people's houses or delivering groceries to poor people. And she's the one that put together those 50 Easter baskets. that we gave to the caregivers, the nurses, families that work for the facility. And I've been making masks. I do. I have an embroidery machine. I don't know. Have you seen the embroidery machine that I have? And have you seen them elastic miracles? Oh, hush. Pitbull Mary. I have an embroidery machine, and so I embroidered some really cool patterns on the front of the mask. Mary, stop it. She's jealous of the kitties. She growled. Mary? Anyway, so I'm just kind of toying with what day I should have the Fibro Talk. If people are available on Fridays, maybe Friday night or something, or too tired, but it'd be fun to share ideas and what you've heard, what you know, what you've learned, because everybody is different. We're like snowflakes. No two flakes are alike. And you can have a pile of snowflakes and not any one of them are alike. You can have a mountain of snowflakes and not a single one of them are alike. So that's why what works for one doesn't work for another. What works for another doesn't work for one. So it's just kind of a hit and miss what works for you. Janet Ginty, are you here? Kermit the Frog and random videos. Three whole people, hey. Yeah, that was fun that I met that lady. I'm an extrovert. I'm a people person. And I was out shopping. And I had taken my elastic to my friend's house because I thought she needed the elastic, but she didn't. And so I that like that. So anyway, she didn't need the elastic after all. Can you tell I'm 68 years old? I saw Lori Bellow's mom on TV. She was on an interview. Oh my God. She's 4 years younger than I am. But she is wrinkled. I shouldn't talk about anybody in a negative way because I'll have wrinkles next. But I don't know. Fibromyalgia really took me down hard. And then I had neuropathy, muscle weakness, muscle twitching, and that was after my Crohn's surgery. I had two sections of my small intestine removed because of the Crohn's disease, and I had an arteriovenous malformation, which is you're born with them, but most of them are in your brain or your spinal cord. Mine just happened to be hiding somewhere in my intestines, and it was found by accident, but it wreaked havoc on my life for quite a number of years, and I had to have a blood transfusion every other week. For 3 years, 2.5 years, I had over 60 blood transfusions. It was horrible. And then I had a fear of needles. I don't know if you saw my story about on my way home about my fear of needles, and ding, ding, ding. That was our wedding anniversary for our 25th. We've been married 48 years now, but for our 25th, we got each other that grandfather clock. And then we got the Chihuahua just to make the neighbors mad. The neighbors can't hear them. We do live in a neighborhood, but everybody has 3 to 5 acres. It was built back in the late 70s. So, yeah, I do things for others because if I lay in bed, I'm tired. I don't feel good. If I get up and sew, I don't feel good. And I'm in pain. So I have a choice. lay in bed and do nothing, or forget about my pain by getting into my sewing or getting into my learning a new piano piece. I used to be able to practice for 4 and 5 hours a day. I just started taking piano 2 years ago, and I couldn't read a note, just barely read music. And I got an incredible teacher. And Mary, stop it. And so I began practicing and learning, and I took off. So I enjoy playing piano, and I get lost in that. Hi, Piddling Bill. I was going to make a video. I'm going to make a website, Jewels of Shock. How do you spell jewels? JOEL, the electric lightning joules that they measure the joules. Jewels of Shock. What do you think about that? Hi, this here's Jewels of Shock. Piddling Bill. I like hearing Piddling Bill saying, GoPro. I won't use the Lord's name in vain. He'll shock me. The jewels will shock me. Jewel. Oh, Jewel, you can smoke it. Yeah. Jewel. Joint. No, I'm talking about the electrical jewels. Jewels of Shock. Anyway, we won't talk about your dear wife. I'm sad. I miss her. And hey, Piddling Bill, did you hear about what happened to Mommy Rambling's son? He was killed last night, or something. He died last night. So it was on her live. That's so sad. Yeah, just shocking. I texted my dear friend in Texas. Yeah, her life, I don't think she'll ever come back. I know she doesn't sleep. She sleeps 2 or 3 hours a day. She goes to bed early in the morning. That is devastating for your body. And then the stress that she's been through, and you could see things weren't healthy for her. I don't want to talk negative about another creator, but when you don't sleep, you get kind of a psychosis and you don't think right. And then when your body is under stress is when your body will take a hit, and it will come out in ways with autoimmune disease, fibromyalgia. And I think I got fibromyalgia because I had a loved one taunt me that they were going to commit suicide. And my husband went looking for him, and he would call me every 20 minutes, tell me that he was going to jump off a bridge and I was going to be sorry. And within a few weeks is when I was really sick. So I know something traumatic can trigger autoimmune stuff, and I'm worried that that's what's going to happen to her. You can't not sleep. Yeah. And I found that, Xanax, the sleeping stuff, the anti-Xanax anxiety meds, is not good for sleep because it interrupts your REM sleep. You don't get proper sleep, and you can have seizures. So, yeah, stress and trauma. She-Devil. Hi, She-Devil. I think I've seen your name before. One of my favorite movies is She-Devil. Roseanne Barr. That's a good movie. Yeah, trauma. I had trauma as a child because my father hated and he abused me. And so he really, really would beat me and sexually abused. But anyway, I don't want this to be a feel sorry for me, but that is what sets you up, I guess, because when you're young, and they said when you're pre-verbal, your fibromyalgia is worse. When you're pre-verbal and you're sexually abused, it sets you up to have more pain paths. So I don't know how true that is. I don't think they really know what causes fibromyalgia. But yeah, I had PTSD. Oh man, I'm sorry, Janet. That's horrible. I do have a strong character, and I am an empathetic person. I'm compassionate, and it's made me who I am. And I was going to buy myself a brand new Mercedes-Benz, and went to go buy it, and I thought about it, and I thought, that's $200,000 that I could use to help others. So I still have my truck, and then my husband got me a Lincoln Town car, old lady car. Oh my gosh, because I had knee surgery, and then I had torn rotators. Look at this. Have you ever seen, look at this bicep. I want you to see these guns. Look at that. You know what that is? That's a torn bicep. I had torn rotators, fat. I'm getting fat. Torn rotators, and then I had torn biceps. So the surgery didn't work. Yeah, you suffered at the hands of a narcissistic mom, physically and mentally and emotionally. That's something you never get over, I don't think. Yep. Rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatologist said that's what brought on my fibromyalgia. Yeah. Is the gift that keeps on giving. Why do most people with fibromyalgia have a history of being sexually abused? Isn't that funny? Yeah. So we not only have the stigma of being molested, we also have the chronic pain. And I'll tell you what, Zelda, you know what? There's a name. There was an old lady at the Pink Apartments where my parents lived, and there was an old lady named Zelda, and she used to give my brother heck, and she'd go, "You can't park here," and they'd go, "Zelda, Zelda." So that's how I got my name, Zelda, because Zelda at the Pink Apartments gave my brother hell. My sisters were off at college. But anyway, let's see, what was I saying about being sexually abused? Yeah, I saw that it's a game, and there's also a famous violinist, Zelda, and then the violin Zelda. Yeah. But I love the name Zelda. Zelda was always somebody geeky, a geeky lady. But also, those of you who have been molested have been molested several times, like 4 or 5 different times by different people, men. Anybody have that experience? I know I haven't spoken to her for 16 years, but it eats at you in quiet times. Yeah. Janet, you have to forgive, but that doesn't mean you have to have a relationship with her. She's a sick woman. Yeah. Synapses form from being abused, sets up the pain paths. Look at, I don't have any makeup on. Oh my, I'm an old lady. I got to get myself purdied up like that beautiful redhead in Texas. She always looks so party. You know what? I called her a blue Smurf one time. She forgave me. She's such a wonderful woman. I feel bad. 4 years for you. Janet, I don't blame you. You can't forgive. You can forgive because you can look at her. I mean, I'm not saying you have to, but in order to help yourself, it will help you. I don't know how many of you are Christians out here, but was I'm a woman of faith. I love the Lord. Oh, I wish I had beautiful. My hair is just falling out. If you would have seen my hair 4 years ago, it was down to my waist. People were buying new tops after COVID-19 because they were working from home. Laptops, new laptop computers. Thank you, She-Devil. I don't feel beautiful because I'm 68 years old. But hi, exploring human behavior. Miss Jane. Hi, Miss Jane. I love you. I wish we could go and see you. My husband he got a job in Australia. He was going to put the communication. My husband's a systems engineer for Motorola. He's been living there, or he's been working for Motorola since he graduated from college. He's got a PhD in biomedical electronics engineering and electronics engineering degree. Really smart man, but boy, is he a geek. But I love him. But anyway, look younger than MM. That poor lady. I hope I've got more brain cells that'll work. But anyway, now I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Those of you, closed tops, of course, they were probably Zooming or Skyping from their laptop while working for meetings. Oh, yeah, that's right. She's 54. I'm 68. I was born in 1952. Lived in a trailer park. Wow, it's poor white trash. Have you ever heard the movie The Changeling? They're in Winesville, the Winesville horrors. Well, we lived in Florida. My mom's husband's parents lived in Florida, and they bought some. Thank you, Kermit. They bought some property in Mariloma, 20 acres, Park Chicken Ranch, 5082 Etiwanda Boulevard. I got a picture of me. That is where we lived. Chicken Ranch, where all those murders took place. That place was cursed. That's where I was sexually abused, started being sexually abused. But went to counseling with a Christian counselor, and there was about 10 of us, and we asked, why have all of us been abused, sexually abused again and again and again by different people? I got to tell you about, when I finish this, yes, I live there. 5082 Etiwanda Boulevard in Mariloma. Look it up. I got pictures of that. Nobody believes me. And my uncle, one of my dad's brothers, was a few years older than I, and we set the turkey ranch on fire next door, and that was the day after Thanksgiving. So where we got our butts beat. But anyway, when talking to the counselor, we all talked about how this person was abused. I've been abused 6 or 7 different times. And I don't know if you saw my video on the cat alerted me to a serial rapist. The cat woke me up. I'd just gotten this cat just a few weeks before, and there was a serial rapist at my window. He cut the screen off and he was getting ready to come in. But this is what Kathy Rodriguez said, and she's a Christian counselor, and she went to George Fox University. And she says, when you are molested, that is demonic activity done to the child. Not that the child is demon possessed, but they have a marker, kind of like a handprint, a print of Satan doing something to you. So a pedophile child molester is demon possessed. But this is my own and Christian beliefs. And you don't have, if you don't believe in God, that's okay. But I can prove that he did. Read my story and you'll go, oh my gosh, God protected her that many times. But anyway, then you think, why didn't God protect me from all those times that I was molested and everything? I'll tell you a story in just a minute. But anyway, that is why we are molested again and again, is when a pedophile gets in contact with us, comes into where they see us, their demons compel them to molest us. I mean, how else can you explain that you are molested again and again and again out of the clear blue? Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the story. Yeah, it is very evil because it stays with you the rest of your life. So I was a sheriff's deputy. I graduated from academy in '74. And I was also outside sales rep for AMCO Transmissions. And because I was cute and hot looking back in '73, '74, I was an outside sales rep. And I would go to all the gas stations down in San Diego. And I was the second most successful outside salesperson within AMCO Transmissions, both in Canada and the United States. I never made number one. Somebody else always beat me. But I worked hard, and I always went around to the gas stations, and I'd flirt with the guys, and they would send all their transmission jobs. I'd give them a little blue coupon, and then their customer would take their transmission problems to AMCO there we had 3 shops that I covered in Chula Vista, San Diego, and El Cajon. So I was quite busy. I made the rounds all over, and one customer was way out in 50 miles east of San Diego, out in this little town. I forget, Viquisa or something. There wasn't anything around, but there was a gas station out there, and he sent customers. So they would get 10% of the job, and sometimes with transmission jobs, this was back in the '70s, was $1,200. So they'd get a check for $120, and I'd get a check for $120. I was making $500, $600, $700 a week, and that's the honest to God's truth. Doing outside sales with the transmission going around to the gas station, but I worked hard, and I took candy and cookies to everybody. So I couldn't give up that job at AMCO Transmission, and I didn't want to give that up totally and then get my $18 an hour as a San Diego County deputy sheriff. So I still kept my job in the transmission. Am I still on? Make sure I'm still here. Can you hear me? Put a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Am I still on? Anyway, so here I am, a sheriff's deputy, and I was driving my Olds 98 to see the customer in East County. And thank you, Ms. Jane. So I'm driving along on this lonely road, deserted, nobody around. And there's this guy standing there. Here's my honey. He could tell you. This is my husband, Larry. This is my old man. I met him when I was 17 at the donut shop. I'm telling about when I worked for AMCO and I was a sheriff's deputy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I haven't told him everything. Anyway, I'm driving along, and then I see this guy standing in the middle of the road. I thought, what kind of outfit is that? Flesh colored with a little fuzzy in the middle? Oh my goodness! Oh, he's naked. And I thought, college prank. He was driving a Dodge a Dodge club cab, and it was gold and white, and it had a camper on the back. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is my husband, Larry. Doctor, he's related to to William Wallace. That was Braveheart.
Braveheart.
His grandpa was named William Wallace, and his dad was Wallace, Lyle Wallace. But anyway, so stay here so they can believe what happened. So I thought it was a college prank, but he came after me and he tried to hit my car and he tried to run me off the road. He spent a half an hour trying to get me isolated, and I was scared to death. But he was doing nasty stuff to himself, and I'm going, ew. But I wrote down, I had a 357 in my right there in my purse. I don't know why I didn't pull it out and use it. I should have. But anyway, so I outdrove him because I had extensive driving training, and that was one of my very, very good points was the way I drove my old 98. And he could not, he tried to pit maneuver me and everything. And I knew that's what he was doing, so I avoided him. And I drove 100 miles an hour up to Pine Valley, and I ran into the substation, and I grabbed the microphone and I said, be on the lookout. This is what happened. Well, they didn't find him for 3 days. He lived a mile from us. Come to find out, he'd been stalking me. And so he was arrested. He said I was bothering him, that I was doing nasty things to him, and that I was looking for a hookup and everything. And update background setting. But anyway, so he got arrested, and we went to court, and a trial started, and they were in the courtroom going, your butt is grass and we're going to get you and blah, blah, blah. And I was scared. So I got up on the witness stand and they asked me what I was doing out in Eastern County making a call.
By the way, I was sitting right behind this guy in the courtroom. He's right in front of me.
So they think that I'm the sales girl for Emco Transmission. And I said, what is your job? I said, I'm a San Diego County Deputy Sheriff. And you can hear the whole courtroom going, oh! And I remember his lawyer went, or time out, time out, time out. Anyway, the district attorney had me come into his office and he says, he's pleading guilty. He's to lesser charges. And he lives in Arizona. Maybe he's part of Lori Bello, the Bello. Larry, go get my mask. You want to see my Lori Bello mask? Go get my mask. It's right there on the other side. You're going to love this mask. But anyway, he got his name is Howard. He lived with his parents on their chicken ranch. And we moved because it was horrible. Happy birthday to your friend, Nick Gurr. Does he have a website? Or does he, I can play happy birthday with my dogs. I wear a hat. I did that for Mel's son, Josh. Yeah, anyway. No, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, you want to see my Lori Bell mask? But anyway, his last name is Cor Venus. It rhymes with. Anyway, he was here. Okay, Lori Bello, put your mask on. This is Lori Bello coming up. She's in court. You have to put it on your ears. Put it around your ears. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, there's Lori Bello mask. Okay, wait a minute. What does it say? Lori Bello has something to share with the world. Let me see. Let me get it closer here. Now I'm going to make a video about this, so don't tell anybody yet. Oh, it says Lori Bello has big news to share with the world. It says, and you thought I was going to tell you where the kids are. No way. She says, I want my lip gloss. So do you like my Lori Bello, my Lori Bello mask? I should put it up for bid. I did one for Gannon too. I have one with, I made one with the Sonic Hedgehog that says "We love you, Gannon," and I'm going to send that to his folks. So anyway, so that was that was a surprise to that guy. He was standing naked chasing a cop. They should have gotten him for kidnapping because, and then sexual abuse too. But anyway, that was crazy. But that wasn't the last time, and but we moved a few weeks after that. We had a nice little home. We paid $52,000 for our first home in 1973. Sold it a year later for $85,000. Bought a brand new house. We bought a beautiful custom built house up a long driveway. But we worked hard and we were cheapskates. But anyway, she ruined the red lipstick for you. But you like? Is this backwards? Is that backwards? It says Lori Bello. And this lipstick doesn't run. I think she should wear it to court, but I'll put the COVID virus right there for her. Nah, I don't want her to get the COVID virus because Miss Jane, did you hear about what happened to Mommy Rambling's son? He was killed last night. Can you believe that? Unbelievable how things change. Oh, Liza, she's our foreign exchange student. She's been helping me sew masks. Yeah, she devil. Her son was killed and they announced it live on her live last night. She says her son was that was her older son, the one that was her firstborn. I think her daughter's the oldest, and then she talked about her son helping him. Yeah, Mommy Randon's son was killed. I don't know what happened. So pray for Mommy Ramblings. Nobody deserves, no matter how nasty they are, the son they don't need to deserve to lose like that. But you know, with all that's happened to me, I don't know if you've seen my story on my way home. That guy that wrote that book. Larry, can you bring my battery? Oh, my battery's running down. I'm gonna have to run to my bed, plug it in, or I'm gonna lose the connection. Oh, my muscle weakness is bad. If I lose a connection, I'm gonna lose. Now you're gonna see my dirty bedroom. I need to plug this in now. Uh-oh. Hold on just a second while I get this plugged in. It's gonna. You want to see my wonderful sewing room? Here, plug it in quick.
I can't. You're washing away.
It's my muscle weakness.
Not moving.
Okay.